We continue the conversation now with Luther Propst, the Executive Director of the Sonoran Institute. He's here to tell us more about the recent Santa Cruz River water study and other timely topics. Thank you for joining us, Luther.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Let's begin with a little bit about the Sonoran Institute. It's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year.
20 years. Time flies, but we've been headquartered here in Tucson for 20 years now.
And what is the mission? What is your goal? How are you trying to go about that mission?
Great question. Our mission is to help communities in the Intermountain West make better decisions managing their land use, their water, renewable energy, and create better communities in the West.
And we just saw this piece about the water study that was happening down in Santa Cruz River. Now the official report is out, which this is all about 2010, right? The water year in the Santa Cruz River. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the highlights, please?
Sure. We've done these reports for 3 years now, and we're finding that the Santa Cruz River is improving. It's great news. It's reason for hope. In 2005, there was a dramatic die-off of trees along the Santa Cruz River in Santa Cruz County, north of Nogales. And we started to do the research to figure out what was going wrong. And it was related to the water quality coming out of the wastewater treatment plant there. Investing in wastewater treatment makes good sense. It was a case where the federal government came in, upgraded the treatment plant, and the situation on the Santa Cruz now is much better as a result. And it's really exciting to see the improvements in water quality, the improvements in the macroinvertebrates in the river, the fish are coming back, and it's really improving the quality of life in Santa Cruz County.
And the Sonoran Institute is also working along the Colorado River Delta. Can you tell us a little bit about what that project's all about, please?
Sure, yeah. The Colorado River, which starts up in Wyoming and in the headwaters in Colorado, is one of the most heavily managed river systems in the world. And by the time it gets to the delta of the Colorado, where it flows into the Gulf of California, there is no water flow anymore. People don't understand that the mighty Colorado doesn't make it to the ocean anymore. And so we're working in the delta with a range of partners to restore the flows of water to the estuary, which will be great for fishery, great for shrimps, great for the culture and tradition of the Native Americans in the region, and great for economic development in that area, not to mention what it's going to do for birds and for wildlife.
And we were talking prior to this interview, and you were mentioning that about 80% of the Colorado River water is used for agriculture at the moment.
That's right.
So what are some of the possibilities that could be implemented to try to help out the Delta?
Well, it's a real challenge, and with this region growing, it's going to be challenging. But there's two things that are important. One is there are tremendous opportunities for making agriculture and municipal use more efficient. Everybody can win in these situations. And two, we're not talking about restoring the river to what it was like before the big dams were built 70 or 80 years ago, but a little bit of water in that kind of an environment with that much sunshine can make a huge difference. So we're looking to bring a little bit of water back, which will just lead to tremendous growth in the vegetation. And we're doing restoration sites to bring back cottonwood and willows. I was just down there, and just in 8 or 10 months, a little sapling can turn into this amazing tree. So a little water can go a long way towards restoring the habitat for birds and for people.
And that might lead to some economic benefits, for example, ecotourism, birders, that kind of thing?
Tremendous tourism, ecotourism. We're talking with the state there to turn over these restoration sites as state parks, hunting, and then when that water makes it back into the estuary, great for fisheries, great for the shrimp harvest as well.
And another thing that you are also supporting is sort of more of an emphasis on living in core areas, and downtown, for example, is one of them. We were talking about the fact that you've moved to downtown and how this might be good for the community at large.
Absolutely. We've been based here in Tucson for 20 years, and we finally got downtown. We're grateful to Fletcher McCusker, who helped us make that happen. He's with Providence Health Services. The future involves creating vibrant, walkable downtowns, and then protecting the wildlands on the edge of town, and then restoring the rivers as they flow through towns as well. So we're excited to be downtown because downtown's having this renaissance. We're thankful to the city for the foundation they've laid, and it just makes life better for everybody. When it's great at lunch. You walk out, go to a restaurant instead of getting in your car. And it personifies our mission, which is vibrant downtowns and conservation of our wild areas outside of town.
And you often hear about organizations like the Sonoran Institute and similar groups, how would you say the average person can make a difference, get involved, and sort of contribute to the cause?
Great. That's a great question. We're doing a project now with the City of Tucson Water Department. It's called Conserve to Enhance, and it allows people to conserve water in their home, and then it allows them to know that the water they conserve will be dedicated to restoration. Instead of just saving water to build more homes on the edge of town, they can allocate water for restoration of river sites. And it's Conserve to Enhance. Look it up on the City of Tucson's Water Department website. It's a great way of converting water that you don't need to use. Your water bill goes down, and you can help contribute to restoration projects.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us, Luther, and good luck with all of the projects.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for your interest in this work.
All right.